Today's Mindful Monday, we're talking shadow work. Hey you guys, welcome to Just Us Jenkins. If you're seeing me for the first time, I'm Jamillah, stay-at-home homeschooling mama of 3 beautiful babies. I'm also a certified Reiki practitioner and owner of healingmama.com. Today's Mindful Monday, we're going to be talking about shadow work. But before we get into this video, if you are new, we'd love to have you stick around, subscribe, ding the bell so you can get all of our notifications. All right, and if you are returning and you still haven't subscribed, baby, what are you doing? Join the fam. It's fun and it's free. And if you are one of our oldie but goodies, hey fam, hey. Also, what is Reiki? Reiki is an ancient Japanese healing energetic modality that can be sent through distance, space, and time. So if you want to get some of your girls' healing services, make sure you check out the link below down in the description box for healingmama.com. You can get distance Reiki. You can get yourself some healing, USDA organic certified herbs. I've also got Palo Santo and sage and some custom teas that I have on there as well. So make sure you check out the link below. So if you are on any type spiritual journey, if you're on any type of social media, you've probably heard the term shadow work thrown around from here or there. So we're going to be talking about it. Make sure you're in a comfortable seated place, okay? Get your notes and get you something good to sip on. Your girl got some water, okay? Like one of my friends says, this year, 2022, I'm gonna be doing my work, okay? I'm gonna be drinking my water and minding my business. So I've got some notes here, so if you do see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I've got the beautiful sun coming through the window, you guys. It's a vibe, okay? Getting that energy, that healing, okay? So I'm just gonna be talking about what I know, my experiences, and what I've been doing, what you can do, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like there just becomes this point in your journey where spirit just says, it's time to do this work, okay? Like your spirit just says, it's time to do this work. You stand back more as an observer in your life and you're like, okay, I see. All right, I see. I need some changing, okay? You can't get into shadow work if we don't know what the shadow is. Here's a good example. You remember growing up watching the cartoons where you had the angel on your shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder, right? Angel represents your higher self. The devil represents your lower self, your shadow side. And you always have your devil telling you to do this, do that. We want this, we want that, just give in. But then you have your angel side, your higher self. That's not what we about no more. Like we ain't doing that. Remember last time we did that? Where did it get us? Then here come the devil talking about, don't listen to her, she don't know what she's talking about. Okay, that is my perfect example of our shadow side, our lower self, okay? The shadow side usually gets introduced to us it stems from traumatic experiences that we have experienced in our childhood and also our adulthood. It's a defense mechanism, really. The people in our lives, society, they want us to portray ourselves in a certain way and to just kind of like acclimate ourselves. We don't do what we want to do. We do what we have to do, what we should do. That is where the shadow side stems from. So what is shadow work? Shadow work is the process of exploring your inner darkness or shadow self. Shadow work uncovers every part of you that has been disowned, disrespected, and rejected. This is one of the most authentic paths to enlightenment. So people always want to say that the shadow self, your lower self, is a negative thing. But remember, the light cannot exist without the dark, and the dark cannot exist without the light. It's our duty to do the work and integrate those sides together, because every aspect, shadow work is about embracing every aspect of yourself and loving yourself as a whole, the dark and the light and the dark, because we are the embodiment of all of those things. Our shadow definitely represents those things that we don't like about ourselves, the things that people don't like about ourselves, the negative aspects of ourselves, our anger, our addictions, jealousy, rage, envy, all of those negative things that are supposed to be taboo to be. But they stemmed from a place. Your anger stems from a place. Your jealousy stems from a place. Your addictions stem from a place, or you wouldn't have them. You know what I mean? So there's a root cause to the shadow. And some of those root causes can be money wounds, wounded inner child, law of attraction, where you're attracting negative things to yourself because of the space that you're in, the mindset, the energy, the frequency. You attract those things. When we're vibing low, when we're really, really, really in that root self and that lower self, you attract those things to yourself. Harmful patterns, relationships, fears and limiting beliefs, emotions that we've suppressed, that we haven't thought about, things that we haven't worked on, released, or let go, and being ungrounded. How do you start the work? How do you start shadow work? First of all, knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people. Like, you can seriously find out so much about yourself and why you react to things the way that you do, why you get upset, why things hurt your feelings, why you're doing negative or bad things to yourself, why you're still in the same negative cycles and energy, by just observing the people that are around you. You know, like, why would you let yourself? Because clearly there's things that you have not worked on. And you start to see unhealthy patterns of yourself and other people. You start seeing like inner child healing that needs to take place within yourself and other people. You start seeing like the mirroring that you do and the projecting that you do. Because really, when you don't like an aspect of a person, you can't stand it, it drives you crazy, it's really something you don't like about yourself. Like, you're mirroring it, you're projecting that on to the people and the situations. And like your ego, your lower self, it's, you know, the ego gets a bad rap, but your lower self is just like your rational mind, you know, that's been programmed through the society that we live in. Because like your higher self is like, you can do this. If you want to jump off this building and fly, you could. You totally could do. You just have to believe. Attract the wings, you know. But your ego, your lower self is like, bitch, you jumping off this building, we did. It's a wrap. Your legs, they broke. Okay, like, why you playing with me? Don't play with me. It's your logical self, but sometimes that logic can just take over and kill the buzz, the joy, the fun, okay? So that's why it's important to integrate the light and the dark with each other, because it's all you, all those aspects of yourself. But you have to realize, okay, now that it's the beginning of the new Gregorian year, a lot of people are like, I want to change this about myself. I'm sick of this is new year, new me. But if you're doing the same stuff, how can it be the new you? You know what I'm saying? If you're still eating and drinking and partying and doing those things that don't really bring you joy, you're just doing it because you think that you're supposed to, or you're eating and drinking things just pushing down those emotions. Because there's a reason why you're still eating a gallon of ice cream while you're drinking every day, partying every weekend. You're not dealing with your hurt. You're not dealing with your trauma that has happened. But as soon as something comes up and triggers it, the ego, the shadow side, the lower self is ready to pop off. It's coming for that head. So that's how you know when you get triggered, you know, and how that's how you start finding out your triggers. Finding out the limiting beliefs. What are your fears? And you can start to ask yourself questions when you start noticing, like, man, I'm being really freaking negative. I'm projecting. And some people, they're such narcissists, they don't really realize that that's what they're doing. But for people like the universe, the universe will let you know that it's time for you to start doing this work. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's like this mass consciousness of things that are happening, and people have been over the last few years just like doing this work. And this might be a new thing to you. If you came across this video, just, you know, take some time and reflect. And maybe shadow work is next on your journey. So let's ask ourselves a few questions. What is a negative feeling that you have, and what has triggered this negative feeling? How long have you been harboring this feeling? Why do you feel that it's negative? What have you not forgiven yourself for? Why is it difficult for you to forgive yourself for this? When was the last time someone triggered you? Can you see an aspect of yourself in this person? What do you think is your worst trait? Why do you feel that it's bad? Does this trait bring any positive aspects with it? Think back to your childhood. Is there a situation where you felt neglected or treated unjustly? When you can identify those things and remember that our shadow self was created unconsciously as a part of ourself that we had to repress since our childhood in order to be accepted and loved. And so you just have to ask yourself, like, why am I moving the way I'm moving? It's not because that's how I wanted to move. You know, society has me moving like this. Sparked my shadow work journey to even start, when I reflect back on it, was right after I had my youngest. I was having this postpartum depression, and I had it with all of my kids, but like I was really sick. I was really sick the whole pregnancy. Like I just felt like this low of the low the whole time I was pregnant, because I didn't feel good. I still had 2 other beautiful babies to take care of. And then after that, I struggled with hypertension, like really bad. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's all these things that I have to do. I have to take care of myself. I have to take care of my kids. I have to take care of my husband. I have to take care of the house. I'm battling with this high blood pressure and all these things, not feeling like myself. And I'm like, okay, it's postpartum depression. My hair's falling out, all these things. But I'm like, it's so much more. It's so much more than that. I don't understand what's going wrong. Everything was just stressing me out. I was feeling anxious. I was feeling depressed. And it seemed like everything in my life was just like almost spiraling out of control. It felt like everybody was coming for me. Nobody was there for me. everything. And then, you know, the pandemic happened, and that, like, I felt almost like, shoot, I'm spiraling out of control. The world's spiraling out of control. I've got to get a hold on this, because I've got people counting on me. And the main person that's counting on me is me. So all of these things just started happening. And I just started becoming more aligned with things. And when I say that, like I mentioned at the earlier part of the video, you would see certain things on social media. At the time, I was using social media and things like that, and I would keep seeing things, shadow work, and I would come across some people that I started really like listening to and getting into, so I could start healing myself, because that's really what the shadow work is: integration and healing from the things that no longer serve us, the people, okay, the mindsets, the old paradigms that are no longer serving us. And I would just hear this concept, and then I would think, okay, yeah, man, I would really feel hurt and disappointed and let down when certain people would do these things. And I would just get so mad and upset. Why can't they just this? And why can't they just that? And I'm over here doing this, and I'm over here doing that. And then I just went on down the rabbit hole, down the rabbit hole of healing is what I like to call it. And all these things just started opening up and blossoming and making sense. Okay. And I started shedding the limiting beliefs about myself, shedding the codependency on other people. And also, I don't care. I really genuinely do not care if people like me, okay? Because what matters is I love me, okay? I like me, all right? The 3 beautiful humans that I created with my husband, they love me and like who I am and how I treat them and how I move. And that the person that I took vows with loves me and likes me and understands me, and I help them and I heal them and transform and transmute things together, you know. Started, you know, just one by one releasing the limited beliefs. Still working on the addictions, you know. I feel like when we have addictions, you have to find the root cause. What are you trying to numb? What are you trying to dull with these addictions, with these unhealthy habits, okay? That's how my shadow work journey started. It's different for everybody. Like, something, you never know what the catalyst is going to be. And the why for shadow work is just to receive that healing. Because once you receive that healing and that integration, and you realize you're not just here to work a 9 to 5, you know, accumulate all this debt and do it until you're 60 something years old, have no money when you retire, and then just die. Like, that is not why you came to this existence. This is not why you're on this plane. You're here for something else. Then you can do that work and you can tap into why you're you. It helps you find out the you and the why. Why are you here? And I feel like the benefits are knowing who you are, so you can start doing your work. So you can start aligning with the people, the places, and the things that serve you. To release those things that no longer serve you. To align with your spirit family, your spirit tribe. When you're doing this work, you feel like you can trust yourself more. You have more self-love. You value yourself, your time, okay? You secure your boundaries. You're not going to let yourself still be out here caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? You value yourself more in your energy, your worth. You have more abundance in your life. In all aspects of your life, there's more abundance, and there's just this knowing. And you're more self-reliant, and you have more self-resilience. You're more optimistic, you're more present, and you're grounded, and you feel safe and secure in your being. You know, the same stuff that I allowed to happen 5 years ago, 2 years ago, not doing that. And you just know, you just know your worth, your value, and nobody can come in and shake you. And you know that every aspect of you is beautiful. And I'm not going to say every day is peaches and creams and sunshine, but you're still beautiful. Every aspect of you is beautiful, even the broken, jagged, dark sides. Embrace it. And so some practices that you can do that I did was shadow work, meditation, moving it, recognizing when a trigger happens, instead of just pointing fingers and blaming, well, it's because they like this and they're like that. No. Why did this trigger me? What do I still need to work on? What do I still need to learn from this? How do I move different? Sometimes you literally have to walk away and take your time for you. Sometimes you have got to dead the conversation. You got to take time away from the people. You got to take time away from the social media. And find out what you need to be doing better, what you need to be doing differently in the situation. Why is it still a factor? What do you see in that person that's still triggering you? What is it that you don't like about them because you don't like it about yourself? Journaling. I used to love journaling when I was a kid, and for some reason, I didn't feel safe in it. So I stopped, and I recently over the past few years, I've picked it up, and I can just tell the confidence, just getting that out of your head, getting those experiences out onto paper to just let it out, that energetic release is beautiful. Even my handwriting has transformed. And remember, you have a team, okay? You have a team. Your spirit team, your benevolent ancestors, angels, and guides. You are not alone. You don't have to walk this journey by yourself, because this shadow work is not pretty, and it's lonely. It's lonely. But on the other side of it is the healing that you deserve. All those people and things that no longer serve, they're going to fall off. And you're going to be able to align yourself with the people, the energy, the things that are for your better, for your highest good. You're going to attract a divine partner. You're going to attract that job. You're going to attract that business that you want. You're going to attract your spirit family. You're going to attract that abundance, that house, that car. You're going to be the best mom you want to be. You're going to be the best wife you want to be. You doing your work, it's almost like a ripple effect. It makes everybody in your life be better. I swear to God. Just doing something for you that's healing yourself is like a domino effect. You're going to know. You're going to know when it's time for you to do shadow work, when you hit the lowest of the low. When you can't woe is me anymore, when you can't point fingers, when you can't blame, when you can't project anymore, you're going to know it's time. And spirit will let you know, hey, look, we can't do that. Your higher self will let you know, we can't do that. We're not doing that anymore. And shadow work, the work is forever. Anyway, that's all that I've got for today. Let me know, have you heard of shadow work? Are you on a shadow work journey? Because it's an everyday thing, okay? And we're going to be working on some other stuff together. We're going to be doing some guided meditations and things like that. Once again, if you're new, we'd love to have you. So stick around, subscribe, ding the bell so you can get all of our notifications. And if you are one of our oldie but goodies, hey girl, hey boy, hey y'all, hey fam, hey, we're going to see you in the next